Please be seated. Good afternoon, class of 2026, faculty, staff, family, and friends. Thank you so much for joining us to celebrate and mark the beginning of this journey to becoming osteopathic physicians for the class of students you see in front of you. I'm Dr. Sharon Obadia, Interim Dean of ATSU-University's School of Osteopathic Medicine in Arizona. Welcome to your white coat ceremony. Joining me on, yes, let's hear it. Woo! Thank you. Starting on my right, I'd like to introduce our stage distinguished guests. Dr. Craig Phelps, class of 1984 at Kirksville College of Osteopathic Medicine and president of ATSU-University. Dr. Gary Cloud, vice president of Strategic University Partnerships. Mr. Clinton Normore, vice president of Diversity and Inclusion. Dr. Mark Cody, professor and assistant dean, Innovation and Curriculum Integration. Dr. Aaron Allgood, assistant professor, chair of Clinical Science Education Department. Dr. Denise Sackett, associate professor, Clinical Science Education Department. Dr. Ryan Hubbard, assistant professor, Clinical Science Education Department. Dr. Timothy Shipley, associate professor, Basic Medical Science Department. And on my left are today's keynote speaker, Mr. Pedro Cons, CEO of Adelante Healthcare. Dr. Christina Weaver, assistant professor and assistant dean, Innovation and Clinical Curricular Integration. Dr. Brianne Jaqua, assistant professor, Clinical Science Education, and Dr. Jaqua will be administering the Osteopathic Pledge of Commitment. Dr. Carolina Quezada, assistant dean, Clinical Education Department and regional director of Medical Education, Family Healthcare Network. Dr. Jeffrey Hansen, associate professor, Basic Medical Science Department. Dr. Milton Pong, associate professor, Basic Medical Science. Dr. Aaron Messer, assistant professor, Basic Medical Science, and Dr. Inder Makin, professor, Basic Medical Science Department. Our faculty cloakers for today's ceremony are Dr. Allgood, Dr. Cody, Dr. Sackett, Dr. Jaqua, Dr. Messer, and Dr. Makin, as well as Dr. Shipley and Dr. Hansen. I would like to acknowledge our ATSU-SOMA faculty who are the cornerstone of our educational program. Will the faculty please rise and be recognized by the audience? Thank you. I'm also pleased to acknowledge our incredible staff. Will the ATSU-SOMA staff present today please rise and be acknowledged by the audience? Thank you. Students, you can be assured from this day forward your lives will be forever changed. And more importantly, the lives you touch as a medical student, as an intern and a resident, as an osteopathic physician will be forever impacted as well. We will now proceed with our program. Please stand as you are able for the national anthem, which will be sung by Ms. Brene Maddox, Education Integration Specialist with us at ATSU-SOMA.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare
Thank you very much, Ms. Maddox. Welcome, ATSU-SOMA class of 2026, to this significant rite of passage. This day has been years in the making and represents the tremendous work and sacrifices you, your families, your mentors, and your friends have made to bring you to this milestone. The Arnold P. Gold Foundation informs us the first full-fledged white coat ceremony took place in 1993 at Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons at the urging of Dr. Arnold P. Gold, who was then a professor of clinical neurology and professor of clinical pediatrics at Columbia. Today, a white coat ceremony or similar rite of passage takes place at a majority of osteopathic and allopathic schools of medicine across the United States and other countries around the world. This ceremony and pledge of commitment serves as a rite of passage and are further commemorated by lapel pins the Arnold P. Gold Foundation has generously provided to all of you for this ceremony. The pins contain an inscription about humanism in medicine and serve as a visual reminder to students that in order to deliver the best care to their patients, compassion and empathy must be the hallmark of their clinical practice. ATSU-SOMA's purpose is to produce excellent and compassionate osteopathic physicians to serve the healthcare needs of society through high-quality undergraduate and graduate medical education programs. I am now proud and honored to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Pedro Cons, Chief Executive Officer of our Community Health Center partner, Adelante Healthcare. Pedro Cons is a thoughtful, visionary leader with expertise in strategy and organizational management. His diverse leadership and academic experience provides a unique perspective for creating strategic partnerships across corporate, nonprofit, and government sectors to better integrate the delivery of services and more effectively address the holistic needs of families and create sustainable, positive change. Named Chief Executive Officer at Adelante in June of 2020, Pedro Cons now leads a network of 9 community health centers which provide primary health care to more than 77,000 individuals across Maricopa County. Before joining Adelante, Mr. Cons spent more than 14 years at Chicanos por la Causa, also known as CPLC. There, he has served as an Executive Vice President of Integrated Health and Human Services, overseeing CPLC's primary care partnerships, home health care program, behavioral health, HIV testing, and case management, 340B pharmacy, and a host of other programs across Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, and Texas. Mr. Cons' other previous roles at CPLC include Vice President of Multifamily Housing Operations, Vice President of Corporate Strategic Initiatives, Vice President of Human Resources, and Vice President of Recovery and Resiliency. Mr. Cons holds a bachelor's degree in social work, a master's degree in professional counseling, and advanced graduate studies in school guidance counseling and marriage, family, and child therapy. He has also received training in community mobilization and facilitation methods and has participated in leadership development, including the Kellogg Foundation Multicultural Leadership Institute and the Hispanic Leadership Institute. It is my sincere pleasure to invite Mr. Pedro Cons to the podium.
How's everyone doing today? This is such a beautiful group here. Good? Woo! First, I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Craig Phelps, president at A.T. Still University, Dr. Gary Cloud, Mr. Clinton Normore, Dr. Sharon Obadia, distinguished faculty, and guests. It is a pleasure and an honor to be selected as a speaker here at A.T. Still University Class of 22 White Coat Ceremony. Yes. As Dr. Obadia mentioned, the symbolism is significant. The White Coat Ceremony has become a rite of passage, highlighting the educational path medical students embark on and the move from classwork to seeing patients in clinical rotation. For you as students, today marks the beginning of your journey of medical training and caring for patients. Felicidades and congratulations. You are, yes. You are where you are supposed to be. Many of you come from different backgrounds, some privileged, some from modest means, and some with extremely challenging backgrounds. Wherever you come from, know that you all belong here and are deserving. You have earned the opportunity to be in those seats. Our community and our patients need you. Thank you for committing to this journey, but remember, we never take that journey alone. I personally want to pause and say thank you to all the parents, family, and friends who continue to support, sacrifice, and inspire all of you. Thank you, parents. I mentioned deserving to be here because I know from experience that sometimes, or in fact, most times, we may question it. It is only natural to ask yourself, how did I get here? Or can I really do this? Know this, you are here for a reason. I remember a college professor once told me that once you learn something, you cannot unlearn it. And once you receive your various degrees, the world would look different. You have learned many skills to date, have a great base of knowledge, and are ready to show your compassion. That compassion should be one of your most important tools as you move into the clinical setting. Many in our community, in particular our patients, may see the world from a different lens. They see a world sometimes clouded by pain and trauma. You may not be expecting that today's conversation is going to be about trauma, but on this special day. But as you take this next step, you will need to understand how individuals' thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are filtered through the experience and perspective. These experiences absolutely have an impact on our patient's health and how someone may approach healthcare. Whether trauma is caused by a single event, such as a natural disaster, repeated or prolonged exposure to abuse, or a person's overall life situation, this trauma will be as real to your patients as anything that you find in their charts. The first is acute trauma, which results from exposure. And these examples of this type of trauma are rape, death of a loved one, natural disasters, etc. One may exhibit detailed memories, hypervigilance, exaggerated startle response, misperceptions, or overreactions. The second is chronic trauma, which results from extended exposure to traumatizing situations. Examples of this type of trauma are prolonged exposure to violence or bullying, profound neglect, a series of home removals. Manifestations may be denial, psychological numbing, disassociation, rage, social withdrawal, a sense of foreshortened future. And the third is complex trauma, which results in a single traumatic event that is devastating enough to have a long-lasting effect. Unfortunately, we saw this with our young children and families that experienced that loss in Uvalde, Texas. And many of you will unfortunately see many of those patients as well as you pursue your career. Many of our patients' traumatic events happen before they turn 18 years of age. Adverse childhood experiences, otherwise known as ACEs, came from a study published by the CDC and the Kaiser Permanente Group in 1997. It looked at 10 types of stressful or traumatic events that fall into 3 categories: abuse, neglect, and household challenges. How likely are you to meet someone that has gone through these experiences? I am a perfect example. I personally have 9 of the 10 identified traumatic events prior to the age of 18. Since 1997, they added 9 more that address discrimination, racism, poverty, etc., just to name a few. I was saddened to see that I had all 9 of those traumatic experiences as well. Trauma is, in fact, a real factor in our communities. As you sharpen your understanding of your patients' experiences, your relationship will strengthen, and that rapport can make your interventions more successful. You can offer compassion where there has not been any, or the feeling of safety, warmth, sincerity, and calmness. I said it before, our community and our patients need you. ATSU instills within their students compassion, experience, and the knowledge required to address the whole person and shape healthcare and communities. The beauty of the long-standing relationship and partnership that ATSU and Adelante Healthcare is that of collective impact. The definition of collective impact is when two organizations come together and share their vision and their goals. Our goal is to provide our community with experienced and compassionate physicians. At Adelante Healthcare, we understand the need to care for both our bodies and our minds. We believe in the care of the whole person and aspire daily to be champions of access to excellent, compassionate care. We meet people when and where they need us. Our purpose is to help individuals and our communities thrive. The roots of Adelante Healthcare were planted over 40 years ago in response to migrant workers needing accessible and quality healthcare. We started in the fields of El Mirage at Clínica Adelante, visiting farms and providing a safe place for those who would have otherwise lived in the shadows with no health care at all. In the last 40 years, we have grown in our patient population base and expanded to our humble beginnings. But through it all, our commitment to service and access to care remains. Today, we are a certified community health center with 9 locations in Arizona serving Maricopa County. We serve a diverse mix of patients, regardless of a person's background, status, or station in life. We are culturally fluent, with the ability to respond and serve diverse healthcare needs. Our services cover the whole person, including adult and family medicine, pediatrics, women's health, nutrition services, dental, and behavioral health. Health is not measured in a single specialty, and our services reflect that. It is my understanding that 10 of you in this class will be joining Adelante Healthcare for your rotations. We are honored that you chose our organization to work with, and if you did not choose, we are equally happy and excited that you will be joining the Adelante Healthcare experience. I would be remiss if I did not take this time to recognize 2 ATSU and Adelante Healthcare shared regional directors of medical education, Dr. Bradley Meek and Dr. Mark Sivikoff, who will be your the 10 students instructors. Dr. Meek started with Adelante Healthcare 22 years ago, practicing as a family medicine physician, and Dr. Sivikoff 17 years ago, practicing as a pediatrician. Gentlemen, we want to thank both of you for your leadership and service to caring for the many patients' lives you have touched, and for the students' education you continue to impact as they become our future generation of physicians. Students, your life as a physician will come with many ups and downs. If I may, please indulge me in leaving you with some consejos, and that's a Spanish term for some friendly advice. 1, patients will come to you during crises in their lives. They are looking for a glimmer of hope and understanding. They will ask for your answers. Sometimes those answers will not be readily available. It is okay not to have those answers. This is your opportunity to listen, to understand. 2, you will be expected to heal both mentally and physically the victims of adversity. Develop resources around you and community resources to help close those gaps in care. 3, be culturally curious and develop your emotional intelligence. 4, taking the time to teach your patients about healthcare goes a long way, not only for them, but for potentially an even greater impact as they go and share that learning with their family and friends. Trauma-informed care makes us better in our practice. Please take the time to grow and understand how trauma impacts our patients' health outcomes. You will be the one that is expected to make sacrifices when hard times fall, even on your own life. Family members and friends will look to you as a pillar of strength. This could not have been truer during the pandemic for many of our physicians. Take the time to take care of yourself. Your educational journey does not end when you become physicians. I encourage you to continue to develop not only your scientific practice, but yourself as leaders. And lastly, you are leaders. Realize that your role realize that role and share your knowledge with your frontline nurses and medical assistants. Help them grow and appreciate the importance of that role. Always remember, in treating the whole person, we provide better treatment and care. I am so very proud of your accomplishments to date and look forward to seeing you all become great physicians. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you. Again, I am honored and humbled to be here with you today. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cons. Pedro, thank you. Will the faculty cloakers please come forward and take your positions on the stage? At this time, I would also like the class of 2026 to begin to approach the stage in preparation for the ceremony.
Nadia Ahmed, Chicago, Illinois.
Chakame Achavan, Seattle, Washington.
Danya Aldauk from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Amaya Alarcón Torres de Cuba.
Lily Marie Anton, Florham Park, New Jersey.
Alyssa Arellano, Tucson, Arizona.
Jasmine Adia, Central California.
Linda Arossi, Miami, Florida.
Michelle Balshin, Los Angeles, California.
Nahian Barry, Long Island, New York.
Gabriela Barraza, Mesa, Arizona.
Amanda Bates, Gilbert, Arizona.
Isabella Belazap from Curitiba, Brazil, and Hillside, New Jersey.
Easton Bentz, Grants Pass, Oregon.
Jackie Berman, Staten Island, New York.
Katrina Botto from Reno, Nevada.
Lambui, San Diego, California.
Emina Chatic, St. Louis, Missouri.
Shivam Chandra, Detroit, Michigan.
Nyla Chima from Jackson, Michigan.
Carly Chumman from Tucson, Arizona.
Henry Hishunuma Lee Chen, San Francisco, Burbank, California.
Sunny Chair, Riverside, California.
Garrett Shin, Berkeley, California. Brooke Camille, Sterling Heights, Michigan.
Spencer Christensen, Caldwell, Idaho.
Marcus Jung from Hong Kong.
Brian Klippinger, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Anthony Coglanese, Addison, Illinois.
Savannah Conine, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Donna Cottrell, Waianae, Hawaii.
Noel Cruz from Daly City, California.
Lana Daniel, San Diego, California.
Kimberly Dow, Apple Valley, Minnesota.
Tiffany Dwan, Fountain Valley, California.
Maya Dula, Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Joshua Elmore, San Diego, California.
Angela Essian from Dallas, Texas.
December Fagan, St. Charles, Illinois.
Alicia Flores, Brownsville, Texas.
Jaleesa Galan, Whittier, California.
Diego Galvan, Houston, Texas.
Catherine Garcia, Des Moines, Iowa.
Jacob Gibson, Flagstaff, Arizona.
Nicholas Gazzarelli, Los Angeles, California.
Arushi Gulati, Chantilly, Virginia.
Catherine Gutierrez, San Francisco, California.
Vanessa Guzman, Eastvale, California.
Ashley Haw, Portland, Oregon.
Matthew Hagan, Columbia, Missouri.
Lena Ahmed, Marietta, Georgia.
Caitlin Hayes, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ethan Hopkins, Seattle, Washington.
Afreen Husseini, Chicago, Illinois.
Andrew Ibokwe, Tyler, Texas.
Stephanie Jackson, Whittier, California.
Grace Genzo, Buffalo, New York.
Hedia Javahari, Potomac, Maryland.
Chloe Jensen, St. Francis, Minnesota.
Alexis Jimenez, Los Angeles, California.
Kirsten Jin, Baltimore, Maryland.
Isaías Juarez from Phoenix, Arizona.
Desiree Justice, Phoenix, Arizona.
Hareen Kakarla, St. Charles, Illinois.
Sarah Khan, Waukegan, Illinois.
Alyssa Kim, Centerville, Virginia.
Anna King, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Chanel Knight, Seattle, Washington.
Emily Koenig, Los Angeles, California.
David Cohn, Northbrook, Illinois.
Paula Castro, Indialantic, Florida.
Paulette Kuruma, Guinea-Conakry.
Danielle Kolbach, Chicago, Illinois.
I'm Jubril Lawal, NYC.
Madeline Leak, Youngstown, Ohio.
Gabriel Lehrberger, Ashland, Oregon.
Wilson Lewis, Mesa, Arizona.
Vivian Ling, Arcadia, California.
Brandon Lynn, San Diego, California.
Sam Lobel, Brooklyn, New York, by way of Texas.
Elise Louvier, San Antonio, Texas.
Cassidy Love, St. Louis, Missouri.
Summer Marsh, Santa Ana, California.
Zaid Mateen, Canton, Michigan.
Rachel McCann, Chicago, Illinois.
Ashley McDermott, Pa'awila, Hawaii.
Belinda Mensa, Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Saba Najafi, Portland, Oregon.
Hannah Neuenschwander, Monroe, Wisconsin.
William Newen, Cincinnati, Ohio. Michael Nichols, Yuma, Arizona.
Courtney Uy from Wheaton, Illinois.
Hannah Uzbeki from Novi, Michigan.
Sukhmeet Bander, Tulare, California.
Topanga Parham Horton, High Point, North Carolina. Yasmin Peshmi Nazar, Sacramento, California.
Rupa Patel, Jacksonville, Florida.
Jonathan Peckham, Ventura, California.
Mary Pascal Pericles, Boston, Massachusetts.
Creighton Fowl, West Fargo, North Dakota.
Sean Joseph Pino, San Clemente, California.
Heather Pittman, Jacksonville, Florida.
Aaron Popper, Geneva, Nebraska.
Angelique Putras, San Diego, California.
Rahil Ramzan, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Nicholas Rostis, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Caitlin Redeman, Dallas, Texas.
Hayden Reed, West Jordan, Utah.
Elise Rivera, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Esteban Rodriguez, Monterey, California.
Gabrielle Rodriguez Hernandez, Hanford, California.
Alondra Sainz Alvarez, San Jose, California.
Bianca Sanchez Mora, Tracy, California.
Elizabeth Sangalang, Danville, California.
Lorenzo Santa Maria, Los Angeles, California.
Rebecca Satz, Stamford, Connecticut.
James Abraham Sage, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Coleman Schaefer, Bend, Oregon.
Morgan Skimmerhorn, Archibald, Pennsylvania.
Nick Sangbush, Duluth, Minnesota.
Celia Severini, Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Kashali Shah, Orange County, California.
Ufera Sheikh, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Dakota Shank, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Imran Sheikh, Wheeling, West Virginia.
Charlie Shee, Irvine, California.
Glenn Sakari, Staten Island, New York.
Aaron Silliman, Danville, California.
Mitchell Slife from La Habra, California.
Brooke Smith, Whitehall, Montana.
Grace Cross, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Kalena Spinola, Kailua Kona, Hawaii. Cynthia Sturkenberg, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Leanne Sun, Seattle, Washington.
Loretta Sunaborn, Springfield, Virginia.
Omar Syed, Dallas, Texas.
Darian Takase, Hilo, Hawaii. Kiahela Ilani Takushi, Makaha, Hawaii.
Brian Arya Tassavor, Rock Hill, Connecticut.
Aiden Telfaradzat, Orange County, California.
Emily Tennyson, Austin, Texas.
Ruth Ann Teoshipi, Chandler, Arizona. Chandani Thakur, San Jose, California.
Elise Thomas, Genola, Utah.
Sarah Thompson, Eva Beach, Hawaii.
Sierra Thompson, Peoria, Arizona.
Ashley Thurgood, Los Alamos, New Mexico.
Nicholas Tran from Dallas, Texas.
Albert Tran, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Uche Ukadike from Dallas, Texas.
Maritza Carolina Vasquez Trejo, she, her, from Philly and Houston, Texas.
Catherine Welch from Dallas, Texas.
Andrew Wilson, he, him, from West Jordan, Utah.
Mark Yusuf, Franklin Lakes, New Jersey.
Pega Samanian from Coronado Hills, California.
Andrew Zarzar, San Mateo, California.
Angela Zhu, Orlando, Florida.
Dr. Jakwa, would you please rise and come to the podium?
Okay, great. Good afternoon to the class of 2026, family and friends. I am Brianne Jakwa, and I'm a graduate of the ATSU-SOMA class of 2017. I am honored to assist you in this rite of passage as you recite the Osteopathic Pledge of Commitment. Just as donning the white coat symbolizes your commitment to provide the highest quality of osteopathic medical care with integrity, compassion, and professionalism, Reciting the Osteopathic Pledge of Commitment, so begins your personal journey of bringing this symbolic gesture into meaningful action. Class of 2026 and all osteopathic physicians present, please stand and join me in reciting the Osteopathic Pledge of Commitment located on page 7 of your program. Okay, here we go. As members of the osteopathic medical profession, in an effort to instill loyalty and strengthen the profession, we recall the tenets on which this profession is founded: the dynamic interaction of mind, body, and spirit, the body's ability to heal itself, the primary role of the musculoskeletal system, and preventative medicine is the key to maintain health. We recognize the work our predecessors have accomplished in building the profession, and we commit ourselves to continuing that work. I pledge to provide compassionate, quality care to my patients, partner with them to promote health, display integrity and professionalism throughout my career, advance the philosophy, practice, and science of osteopathic medicine, continue lifelong learning, support my profession with loyalty in action, word, and deed, and live each day as an example of what an osteopathic physician should be. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Jakwa. Future colleagues, today is a pivotal moment in your medical careers. You have accepted the responsibility inherent in wearing the white coat, which marks you as an osteopathic medical student and future physician, and you have sealed this with the Osteopathic Pledge of Commitment. Class of 2026, as you live by your ideals and visions, you will make a tangible difference in the lives of others and in the communities that you will serve. Please join me in a round of applause for the Class of 2026. Yes. Wow, you're getting ovation. Wow. Thank you so much. I see how ready you are to get to work on Monday morning. I would like to thank our faculty and guests today for participating in this monumentous occasion. As we come to our closing remarks, please join me in welcoming Dr. Craig Phelps, President of ATSU University of Health Sciences.
Thank you, Dr. Obadia. Wow, what a special, special day. And I can't wait to be back here in about 46 months for the graduation. I think this place is going to rock. Good. Ms. Maddox, thank you for an unbelievable national anthem. I think I still have chills. I was a little worried if we're going to be able to top that. That was amazing. Mr. Kahns, thank you for your great words and being a great partner with ATSU. We really appreciate Adelante Healthcare. I would dare say that I'm not even sure that SOMA would have happened if we didn't have Adelante Healthcare as one of our backing partners during the genesis of SOMA. And please thank the folks at Adelante Healthcare and send them our best wishes. Thank you very much. Emotional intelligence, something that you should all continue to learn and develop. You have to have a significant degree of emotional intelligence to make it here today. But we can always improve and continue to develop that area within us. Most successful physicians and most successful faculty have a high rating and a high level of emotional intelligence, and certainly in our leadership. So thanks for reminding us about that. The trauma-informed, I wish I had known more about that when I practiced. I didn't have really a way to organize that in my thought process and in my intake with patients, but I think that that's something that you'll be able to add to your armamentum that will help you become one of the best healthcare providers out there. It'll just be amazing. Dr. Jakwa, thank you for leading us in the oath. Appreciate that very, very much. That's something that You're going to want to put that somewhere so you can refer to it from time to time to help guide you through these next 4 years. I want to thank the folks at the Mesa Arts Center for being here and making sure that we're always taken care of during our gatherings from ATSU. Also thank our faculty and staff from SOMA. They're an amazing group of educators that you're going to really enjoy getting to know. And they're here because they really have a compassion for education and for the mission of SOMA and the mission of AT Still University. So thanks to our faculty and staff, and then all of our staff who are out here throughout the day, some arriving at 6:37 in the morning to make sure the white coats today go smoothly. So I want to thank the folks from Student Affairs, Communications and Marketing, IT, and then our interpreters for American Sign Language. Thank you for being here today. Congratulations, students, on receiving your white coat. Your white coat symbolizes a contract between you and your patients that will last for a lifetime. Patients will be sharing their most intimate details with you and your healthcare team. Patients will allow their children, spouses, sons, daughters, parents, and themselves to be exposed to an inexperienced student in order to educate you for the benefit of humankind. No other profession allows this. Your priority is to always act in the best interest of your patients, no matter their political beliefs, race, gender, preferences, income, age, education, or status in life. I think I'm going to repeat that. Your priority is always act in the best interest of your patient, no matter their political beliefs, race, gender, preferences, income, age, education, or status in life. When there's pandemonium about, and there will be, pause and ask your team what is best for our patient. Collectively, you and your team, with the support of internal and external resources, can take care of just about everything and anyone that comes your way. It just takes a leader in a white coat to make it happen. A child hearing her mother's voice for the first time, an athlete with a torn ACL wondering if she will be able to play again, a lonely grandmother separated from her family and confused, a businessman driven to the brink of suicide by a chronic condition, a cancer diagnosis, and a grandmother or grandfather, a family recently arrived in the United States without many of the resources you and I may take for granted. These are examples of the joys and challenges that will make your life rich and rewarding through lifelong relationships and new knowledge feeding your mind and soul. Please keep your original white coat. When its job is done, hang it in your closet or office to remind you of why you chose to dedicate your life to the health and wellness of others. The coat will continue to remind you of your grateful patients, family, and friends who have helped you along life's journey. It's also got a lot of cool pockets. But it'd be fun to kind of just put this in your pocket there, and when you hang it up, when its job is done, it has some of the most important things in here, particularly a list of your classmates and those who supported you, along with some other great information. I wish I had mine from my early years. Thank you for inviting me to share in this special day with you and to accompany you on your journey. Until we meet again, as I said, in about 46 months, to celebrate your graduation, thank you and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Phelps. Thank you all for being here to celebrate these future osteopathic physicians. Faculty, please recess off the stage, and students, please recess onto the risers behind me for a class photo. Guests, if you would please remain seated until the faculty and students have recessed, and then exit to the lobby where you will be able to congratulate your student in just a few moments. Thanks very much, everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2026.